Hey everyone, welcome back to MLWorks. In this video, we'll learn how to set up Minikube on a Mac machine and deploy a simple app in a Kubernetes cluster. So as part of this setup, first we need to check what is the prerequisite for setting up Minikube on Mac, and then we have to install Kubernetes using Minikube, and then we have to install the kubectl such that we can interact with the Kubernetes cluster, and then we start with Minikube and verify the Kubernetes cluster. After the cluster is up and running, then we deploy a simple app and test that simple app, and then we clean up the whole setup. So first let's go and see the first step, which is checking the prerequisite. So let me go to the browser here, and here if you see, so what you will need is to set up Minikube is a bunch of resources and a container. So you need to have first 2 CPUs or more, and you need to have 2 GB of free memory, which is the RAM, and then 20 GB of free hard disk, and then we need to have internet connection, and then we need to set up our container, which is Docker or some virtual machine manager, which includes all these different tools. So once you have set up all these things and you have verified that you have the required resources, then you can go ahead and start the setup for Minikube. So as part of this whole setup, first let me just go and show exactly what is Docker container is. So this is the Docker desktop that is running in my machine. I have already some images available here. So let me close this for now or minimize this. Now, if you want to install in your machine, if you are using a Mac, then you can go and search for Docker desktop for Mac and then click this first link. And if your Mac is running on Apple Silicon, then you have to download this Docker desktop. If your Mac is using Intel chip, then you have to select this one. So based on your chip, you have to select the Docker desktop. Once that is done, then we are good to start with the setup for Minikube. So now let's coming to the installation step. So based on the type of OS that you have to select the command. So for now, I am using Mac system, and I'm using M4, which is the silicon based Mac system. So I'll be taking the architecture ARM64. If you have an Intel based Mac system, then you have to select x86-64, and then you have to take this corresponding command. So for now, I'll take this ARM64, I'll take the release type as stable, and the installer type is we can either download the binary file or you can use the brew. So you can take the brew install Minikube, it will install Minikube in your system. So I'll take this one binary download and I'll first copy this command. So curl command is copied. Now let me go to the terminal here. First I'll be pasting this command. So what this command will do is it will download this specific file, binary file, which is Minikube Darwin ARM64. So let me click this. So this is around 130 MB file. So let's see how long it takes. So we have downloaded the Minikube Darwin ARM64. Let's do ls. So we can see this Minikube Darwin ARM64. Let me clear this. Now let me go to the browser again, copy this specific command. So this will try to install the downloaded Minikube Darwin ARM64, and we are making use of sudo command, which means that we have to give the password while we are trying to install this. And this will install this Minikube on local bin Minikube folder. So let me run this, pass the password here. So yeah, this is installed. Now I can go and see inside user local bin Minikube. This is not a folder. So I'll go here. Let's do ls. Yeah, Minikube is present. Now we can just clear this out. Let me maximize this again a bit. Yeah, let me go to the home directory again. Now let's go to the browser again. So here first we can either start the cluster here with the help of Minikube start, or else we can install the kubectl and then we can start the Minikube. So let me go to this documentation here for macOS. What is kubectl command? So here I'll just, for Apple Silicon, this is the command. I'll copy this and paste it here. So we have downloaded the kubectl as well now. Now as part of the next step, we'll just go to this one here. We'll start the cluster now. Minikube start. So we have version 1.38.1 on Darwin 26.2. So since Docker is already running in the backend, it has verified that with the help of Docker driver, and it is starting a Minikube primary control plane node in Minikube cluster. It is pulling some base image and restarting the existing Docker container for Minikube, preparing Kubernetes. So it has looked for all these things, okay, all these image. It was already present in my system, so it did not download these things because it was already present. We can see at the last statement that kubectl is configured to use the Minikube cluster and the default namespace by default. So we have a default namespace whose name is default. Now what I'll do is I'll clear this. Now I'll go and see kubectl get deployment. So there is one deployment which is hello minikube, which is already up and running, which was done 68 minutes ago. Now if you're doing it for the first time, what I can do is I can go to the browser again and take this specific command here, kubectl create hello minikube, and I'll take this one and paste it here. Now here I'll be changing this name because I have already one deployment with the name hello minikube is already present. So I'll change this here. I'll turn it into hello minikube 2 hyphen 2, and it will be running the image echo server 1.0. So let me run this. So we have a new deployment with the name hello minikube hyphen 2. Now what we can do is we can go to this one. Now this deployment has started. So let me just do this kubectl get pods. You will see that hello minikube 2 is also running. It has been 17 seconds. So this deployment is running inside the Kubernetes cluster. So we need to expose that to our host machine, which is the Mac machine. So let me run this here. Instead of I have minikube, I have minikube 2. Now expose this. Now what I'll do is I'll go back to the browser and select this command and run this. Instead of minikube, I have hyphen 2. So this is the cluster IP for that cluster, and this is the port on which it is running, and it has been 13 seconds. Now what we can do is we can port forward this specific service, which is the service that we have created now. I'll go and port forward that. So here I have hello minikube hyphen 2. What will happen, right? Since it was running on 8080, I will be moving that to 7080. What I'll do is once I run this, we can able to see this specific service running on our browser. If I just go to the browser here and do localhost 7080, so we get here all these details. So what it says is request served by hello minikube hyphen 2. So this is the, I guess, the service, I guess. Is this the service? V5LD9, yeah. So this is the pod on which it is running. Okay, and this is the information that we get when we run that specific deployment or pod, right? Whatever we are running, this is the output of that. So now what we can do is we can just close this out, go to the browser again, and here we can pause the minikube if we want. So we know that minikube is already running, so we can do minikube pause, paused node minikube, paused 18 containers which are present inside kube system namespace, Kubernetes dashboard, and istio operator. Now you can unpause that minikube also with the help of unpause command. So unpause. So now all the 18 containers are again up and running now. We can stop the minikube with the help of stop command. So let me stop it. Stopping node minikube, powering off minikube via SSH. change the default memory limit. Okay, these are some advanced configuration that you want to change. If you want to change, what we can do is we can delete all here, this command minikube delete all. So let's see, deleting minikube in Docker, removing the minikube which was present here, removed all the traces of the minikube cluster and successfully deleted all the profiles. Now, if I go back to this IDE, so first what we have done is first we checked if Docker is present or not. For this, we have to install Docker desktop, and then we installed Minikube with the help of that command which we got from the specific documentation for specific Mac OS and architecture. Then we installed kubectl with the help of this documentation which we have seen earlier. This is the command for Mac OS. So we have done that, and then we started the Minikube. We verified the cluster with the help of kubectl get pods. We have seen what all the different pods that are running, and then we deployed a simple app which is the echo server. If I just go to here, clear this one, Docker images, you will see this is the one we have used, Kickbase image, which is the echo server. And then what we have done is we have tested that app by looking that into browser, and then we cleared all the files that we have done or we have created as part of this setup. So now we are at the end of this video where we have understood how to set up Minikube on Mac, and we deployed a simple application in Kubernetes cluster. So with that, I'll be concluding this video. Thank you for watching.